At times, lived in a overcrowded house.
I've experienced a lack of stability, limited mental health support.
The system is discriminatory.
I do think that government puts regional and remote into the too hard basket.
First Nations youth homelessness is one of those really specific pressing issues.
Where is the system failing our young people? Why aren't we listening to our young people? Why aren't we bringing them into this conversation? They are old enough.
Warami, Wujiri Gamarua, g'day and welcome. My name is Craig Madden. I'd like to start by thanking AHI for inviting me here today to welcome you to country. I'm a proud Bundjalung Gadigal man from the Eora Nation, and Gadigal land is the land on which we are standing here today. Jinyura Gadigal, this land is Gadigal. This always was and always will be Aboriginal land.
We're here today to talk about homelessness, in particular First Nations young people. For too many, the conversation about First Nations homelessness has been trapped in a cycle of crisis management, emergency shelters, temporary beds and reactive funding.
You have young Aboriginal people that would rather stay in jail than come out and be homeless because they have nowhere else to go. So this is a very strong, important topic.
So we've got 23% of all people experiencing homelessness are between the ages of 12 and 24.
We see that mainstream homelessness models often fail because they are designed for individuals, whereas our communities are built on kinship.
Aboriginal children are 7 times more likely to be removed from Aboriginal families than non-Indigenous people. 43% of Aboriginal young people are currently in the care of the minister. I think it's maybe 45 now.
I myself have 3 siblings, 2 of who have also been removed and placed into state care. My younger brother was removed with me, but we were later separated into different placements and placed in another state with someone who was caring for me despite the placement being unsafe. Since being in care, I've experienced a lack of stability, limited mental health support and situations where I haven't felt respected or listened to.
We need to be giving them a voice. We don't give them a voice, we tell them what they're going to be doing. We tell them where they're going. You know, our young people are not getting exit plans and not getting suitable exit plans. We need to start delivering policies that are written by, influenced, informed and led by Aboriginal people. Because housing is not just one part, it is a small part, but it's so reflective and it has so much of a ripple that goes through education, it goes through our justice system, it goes through all those other key areas, which is all part of closing the gap.
And the reality is ending homelessness is a big task, it is a big vision, it is a big thing to take on. And if we only have conversations at that very general level, the voices and the lives and the experiences of particularly vulnerable groups who are just not heard well by government, not heard well by society, are lost in that. And so I love that we've called out here a really specific ask and a really specific goal. And as a minister, I do want to be accountable to that.
There must be explicit recognition of a whole of family holistic model that includes Aboriginal children and young people.
I hope people recognise at the top line there is a willingness, there is an effort, there's plans and there's money on the table, but I think everyone in this room who's come along to be part of this conversation readily recognises there's more to do.
You know, our Aboriginal community controlled organisations are doing fantastic stuff and government are recognising it and so are philanthropists, and we are seeing that through, one of the closing the gap targets is building the Aboriginal community controlled sector.
We're close to finalising the youth action plan. That's going to be done in the next few months. I am absolutely all ears. My accountability looks like a commitment to that and dollars behind it. We've already dug down one level. Let's keep digging until we get those specific asks on the table. And I'd love to continue to be a minister who turns up, here's what your asks are, and fights for them to be funded within government. And I hope that we've made some progress, but recognise there's more to do and really want to be on that journey with you. Thanks so much.
There is a New South Wales homelessness strategy and an action plan, and there are commitments and work underway to develop a child and youth homelessness action plan and an action plan for Aboriginal people as well. There's also the Building Crisis Housing Plan, and there's also an Office for Youth Strategic Plan for children and young people.
The money is there. We should not have anybody on the streets, not in this day and age with the money that this country has.
Bridge Housing is a community housing provider. We've been providing housing for over 40 years. A really key part of what we do is the relationship that we have with tenants. It's the work that our housing managers and our frontline staff do each and every day. And the AHI is a huge advocate of that work and a huge advocate for our workforce.
We at Shelter couldn't do what we do if it wasn't for organisations like AHI. AHI is unique in that it brings together professionals, all committed to doing better around the housing system. So it's an opportunity for us to get together, exchange ideas, hear new information, and figure out together how we can do more to make the housing crisis go away.
And it's about sharing, it's about exploring together. It's not about one individual can do. As Alisi said, it's not one individual, it's joining up collectively. All the leaders are on this floor. If you don't believe you are a leader today, tomorrow you will be.